At the beginning of the drama, we see the male lead, Dae-hyun, who is going to meet his girlfriend with flowers. But on the way, he sees a cat stuck in a drain, so he helps it, which also gets his clothes dirty. But then he gives the cat to a student and starts to run from there. Just then, a girl who is the female lead, Yu Jung, is also going somewhere in a hurry, and Dae-hyun and Yu Jung are about to collide with each other. But they are saved. They both look at each other, but they don't stop. In the next scene, Yu Jung is walking with her friend when, on the way, she sees a boy at a cafe who is very handsome. Yu Jung was just staring at that boy, and this boy is none other than Dae-hyun. Just then, the bus arrives, so Yu Jung leaves with her friends, and Dae-hyun is sitting with his girlfriend. So his girlfriend says, "You are a very good person, but you are not made for me." Saying this, she gives Dae-hyun his teddy bear back, breaks up with him, and leaves. So Dae-hyun becomes very sad and starts drinking. After this, Yu Jung is about to smoke with her friends, but they run out of cigarettes. Just then, Yu Jung sees Dae-hyun coming towards her, who throws the teddy bear in the trash and starts to leave. So Yu Jung goes to him and tells him to bring cigarettes from the convenience store. Dae-hyun says, "Are you crazy?" and starts to leave. Then Yu Jung stops him and says, "You seem like a very nice person. Please, help me." So Dae-hyun angrily says, "No, I am not a good person. I am very bad, and I am not kidding." But Yu Jung is not scared of him and starts requesting him very sweetly. So Dae-hyun buys something else instead of cigarettes and brings it to her, saying, "This is not good for your health. Quit it." Hearing this, Yu Jung's friends get very angry at Dae-hyun. So Dae-hyun starts to leave and says, "When you guys grow up, you can smoke. So use your youth in the right place." Saying this, Dae-hyun starts to leave, but Yu Jung tells him to stop and then kisses him. Seeing all this, Yu Jung's friends are shocked, and Dae-hyun is also very shocked. And then Yu Jung says, "Thank you for worrying about me. You were the first person who stopped me from smoking." And then she asks Dae-hyun for his number. Dae-hyun is still so shocked that he doesn't even realize it and gives his number. So Yu Jung saves the number and says, "I will call at night. Don't block my number." And she gives Dae-hyun a flying kiss and leaves from there. Now we see a scene from 3 years later where Dae-hyun runs a convenience store. But his store doesn't do well. During the day, Dae-hyun's dad stays at the store, and at night, Dae-hyun used to stay there. But now Dae-hyun's dad's health deteriorates, so now Dae-hyun runs the store himself. Just then, at his dad's suggestion, Dae-hyun puts up a poster for a part-time job, but no one comes. So Dae-hyun starts working alone, but just then, Yu Jung comes there for the part-time job. At first, Dae-hyun doesn't recognize Yu Jung, but after a while, he remembers that she is the same girl who kissed him 3 years ago. Yu Jung is deliberately acting as if she doesn't know anything, and Dae-hyun also notices this. Now Dae-hyun doesn't want to hire her because he doesn't think she's a good girl, so he makes a lot of excuses, but none of his excuses work. Just then, Dae-hyun starts feeling sleepy, so Yu Jung had brought tea with her, so she gives tea to Dae-hyun. As soon as he drinks the tea, Dae-hyun falls asleep right there. When Dae-hyun wakes up after some time, there are a lot of customers in his shop, which leaves Dae-hyun quite surprised. And on the other side, Yu Jung is running the store. So Dae-hyun runs to Yu Jung, and Yu Jung says, "So, can I come to work from tomorrow?" Dae-hyun says, "There is another interview tomorrow, so I will let you know." Hearing this, Yu Jung pretends to cry and says, "I feel bad for the person who will come for the interview tomorrow, because I am 100% sure that I will get this job." And then she starts laughing. Seeing her, Dae-hyun starts thinking, "If that's the case, I will hire you, and then find some fault to fire you." And then Dae-hyun introduces Yu Jung to his mom and says, she will work at the store as an intern. Only if she does a good job will she be hired for the regular job. After this, Dae-hyun starts telling Yu Jung how to do which task, but Yu Jung knows everything. Seeing this, Dae-hyun is surprised and asks her, "Have you worked at a store before?" Yu Jung says, "Yes, I have done a little bit of work." So Dae-hyun says, "Then you must know about cigarette brands because that's what sells the most at the store." Yu Jung says, "I don't know and I have never smoked." Seeing this, Dae-hyun starts laughing because 3 years ago, it was Yu Jung who had asked Dae-hyun to bring cigarettes, and now Dae-hyun thinks that she also lies. In the next scene, Dae-hyun goes to meet his girlfriend whose name is Yongju. Dae-hyun asks her, "Can we have lunch together?" So Yongju says, "I am going to a lunch meeting with my team. We will meet at the hotel at night." Saying this, Yongju leaves. In the next scene, when Yu Jung comes to work, Dae-hyun is waiting for her. Yu Jung smells the perfume and says to Dae-hyun, "You wore this perfume to impress me?" Dae-hyun says, "I am going to meet my girlfriend. That's why I wore perfume." Hearing this, Yu Jung is shocked and says, "You have a girlfriend?" Dae-hyun says, "Of course I have a girlfriend, but why do you look so angry? Is it possible that you are jealous?" Yu Jung says, "No, I feel bad for your girlfriend." Dae-hyun asks, "Why do you feel bad for her?" Yu Jung says, "Because you are going to see me every day. In this way, a day will come when you will fall in love with me, so tell her sorry in advance from my side." Hearing all this, Dae-hyun is quite surprised and says, "I think your mental state is not right." Saying this, he leaves. Hearing about Dae-hyun's girlfriend, Yu Jung becomes very sad. In the next scene, when Dae-hyun goes to the hotel, he finds out that Yongju had called him there to exercise with her. Dae-hyun had come thinking of something else, so he gets a little disappointed. And while they are exercising, Yu Jung sends a lot of messages to disturb Dae-hyun. When Dae-hyun reads those messages, she has described everything about what she is doing at the store, how many customers came, what they bought, and she starts telling everything. Seeing this, Dae-hyun starts laughing. So Yongju asks him, "Who are you messaging?" Dae-hyun says, "I am talking to my part-timer." Just then, Dae-hyun gets a call from his friend Dal-shik, who tells him Yu Jung is partying at the store with her friends. Hearing this, Dae-hyun says to Yongju, "I have to go to the store because the part-timers are doing something wrong at the store." Saying this, he leaves. In the next scene, when Dae-hyun reaches the store, Yu Jung is drinking with her friends there. Dae-hyun thinks, "Today I will not spare her. Her job is gone." Thinking this, he goes to Yu Jung, and Yu Jung says, "You came so early? Were you missing me? So you came?" Dae-hyun says, "I want to get rid of you. That's why I came." Then Yu Jung grabs Dae-hyun and takes him to her friends and says, "Meet my friends." And then, due to drinking too much, she falls asleep right there. Then Dae-hyun starts getting angry at her friends and says, "Why did you guys come here?" So Yu Jung's friends trap Dae-hyun in their words and start forcing him to drink. So Dae-hyun also drinks a lot. Just then, Yongju also sees all this while sitting in a taxi and says angrily, "You left me alone to have fun with these girls?" and leaves from there. Here, after drinking, Yu Jung's friends tell Dae-hyun something. Hearing this, Dae-hyun is surprised and falls asleep there in a drunken state. After some time, when Yu Jung wakes up, she tries to wake Dae-hyun up, but he doesn't get up. Just then, her friends tell her, "We told him everything about why you came to work here." Hearing this, Yu Jung gets angry and then takes Dae-hyun to a room in that same store and makes him sleep. She starts looking at him and says, "I came here so that I could see you all the time." Saying this, Yu Jung starts to leave when Dae-hyun grabs her hand and asks her to stop. Hearing this, Yu Jung becomes happy, but just then, Dae-hyun says, "Yongju." Hearing this, Yu Jung gets angry and slaps Dae-hyun hard several times and leaves from there in anger. In the next scene, Yu Jung is sleeping at home. Next to her is the same teddy bear that Dae-hyun had thrown in the dustbin 3 years ago, and Yu Jung is still very angry about what happened last night. In the next scene, when Dae-hyun goes to the store, there are a lot of customers there. Dae-hyun sees Yu Jung working and remembers what happened last night. Now we see a scene from the past where Yu Jung's friends had told Dae-hyun, "When Yu Jung kissed you 3 years ago, it was her first kiss." Hearing this, Dae-hyun starts laughing and says, "So why did she kiss me? Does she like me?" Yu Jung's friends say, "Yes." And hearing this, Dae-hyun is shocked. Yu Jung's friends also tell him, after that first kiss, Yu Jung didn't kiss anyone else, and that kiss became her last kiss. Now, in the present scene, Dae-hyun composes himself and says, "I came here to fire Yu Jung." Just then, Yu Jung sees Dae-hyun and says hi to him with gestures and tells him that many customers came today, and the sales have also increased a lot. So Dae-hyun goes inside and says angrily to Yu Jung, "Your friends came here yesterday, but they didn't pay, so I came here to fire you from this job." Hearing this, Yu Jung says, "I brought my friends here so that the sales would increase, and they also paid for whatever they took." Dae-hyun asks, "Then where is the money?" Yu Jung says, "It's in your pocket." When Dae-hyun puts his hand in his pocket, a lot of money comes out of it. Seeing this, he is surprised. Now we find out that Yu Jung's friends had put the money in Dae-hyun's pocket, and at that time, Dae-hyun had also done the ooh la la dance. Dae-hyun had forgotten these things, and because of this, he feels very embarrassed. In the next scene, Yu Jung's friends send Yu Jung a video in which Dae-hyun is dancing at the store. And here Dae-hyun is at home and thinking about what Yu Jung must be doing at the store. So he checks the CCTV footage, and in it, Yu Jung is dancing, and she is doing the same dance as Dae-hyun. Seeing this, he is surprised and then smiles too. Now we see that Dae-hyun and Yu Jung are both smiling together, and while dancing, they both kiss each other, but this is only Yu Jung's dream. Just then, Yu Jung wakes up. Then, 3 men enter the store who talk very rudely to Yu Jung and also throw money at her. Seeing this, Yu Jung gets very angry but controls herself so that Dae-hyun doesn't face any trouble because of her. After some time, those 3 men finish eating but leave without cleaning the table, which makes Yu Jung very angry again, but she controls herself. The next day, Yu Jung comes to the store all dressed up. Dae-hyun says, "A package will arrive here today, so you receive it." Yu Jung asks, "What is in that package?" Dae-hyun doesn't tell her anything and, after looking at her, says, "You look very different today. I think a lot of customers are going to come to the store today. So today's challenge is that 200 customers should come to the store." Yu Jung accepts this challenge, and Dae-hyun leaves from there. Just then, Yu Jung's friend Hwang arrives there, so Yu Jung and Hwang sit and start talking. Then some customers come there, and these are the same customers who had come the previous night and had troubled Yu Jung. And today too, those men buy goods worth only 1,000 yen, but steal a lot of items and leave. Yu Jung had seen them stealing, so she gets very angry. Hwang tells her, "Calm down," but Yu Jung says to Hwang, "You manage the store for a while, I will be right back." Saying this, she goes after those 3 men and says to them, "Pay for whatever you stole from the store, and never steal again." But those 3 men refuse to do so, which makes Yu Jung even angrier, and she starts hitting them. Dal Shik is passing by, so he sees all this and also records it, and Yu Jung is also looking at Dal Shik. Here, Dal Shik is about to call Dae-hyun and tell him everything when Yu Jung comes to him. Dal Shik gets scared and starts saying, "I didn't see anything." So Yu Jung threatens Dal Shik, saying, "If you tell Dae-hyun anything, it won't be good for you." In the next scene, Dae-hyun comes to the store and finds the package, inside which is a sweater. Just then, Dae-hyun gets a call from Yongju. He starts talking to her, but Yu Jung gets very angry, and here Dae-hyun says to Yongju, "Tomorrow is your dad's birthday, right? I want to meet him and wish him a happy birthday myself, and I have bought a sweater to gift him." Hearing this, Yeonju says, "My dad's health is not good, so we want to celebrate his birthday simply at home." Hearing this, Dae-hyun says, "Does that mean I won't be able to meet your dad this year either?" Yeonju says, "I am sorry, but I will introduce you to him soon." In the next scene, Dae-hyun calls Yu Jung to the store early. Yu Jung asks him, "Why did you call me to the store so early today?" Dae-hyun says, "I have to go to a reunion today." Yu Jung says, "Okay, but I won't be able to come to work tomorrow because I have some plans." After this, Dae-hyun goes to the reunion where his friends have come. All of Dae-hyun's friends know that Dae-hyun likes Yongju, who belongs to a rich family. Dae-hyun's friend tells Dae-hyun, "Marry her before she changes her mind." Just then, Dae-hyun starts to go to the washroom, and in the same hotel, he sees Yongju, who has come with her family, and with her is Yongju's director, Jo Sung. Jo Sung also gives Yongju a sweater of the same brand that Dae-hyun had bought for Yongju's dad. Seeing this, Dae-hyun becomes very sad because Yongju had told him that she wanted to celebrate her dad's birthday simply at home. After this, Yongju and Jo Sung are looking at a family album together, and we find out that Yongju and Jo Sung are childhood friends. And we also find out that Yongju has not yet told her parents that she is dating Dae-hyun. After learning this, Jo Sung is also quite surprised. In next scene, after the reunion, when Dae-hyun goes to the store, Yu Jung asks him, "Why is your face so sad?" Dae-hyun doesn't say anything and buys some beers from his own store. Then, Yu Jung tells him, "I have completed your challenge." Today, a total of 204 customers came to the store, but Dae-hyun is so sad that he doesn't even pay attention to Yu Jung's words and leaves from there. Seeing this, Yu Jung also gets a little sad. In the next scene, Yongju asks Dae-hyun to meet in the evening. After that, Dae-hyun and Yongju are having dinner at a restaurant in the evening. Yongju says, "We promised each other that we wouldn't keep any secrets from each other. You already know director Jo Sung. He came to my dad's birthday party yesterday. He had dinner with us and also had wine with my family. To be honest, we both know each other very well because we have been friends since childhood." After hearing all this, Dae-hyun feels a little relaxed. Yongju says, "I tried to imagine the look on your face seeing Jo Sung with my parents, and I realized that you would be very sad." Dae-hyun says, "You don't need to tell me all this. I have full faith in you." And then they are leaving when Dae-hyun sees that a new bar has opened. So he takes Yongju to that bar for a drink. After some time, Yu Jung also comes to the same bar for a drink with her friend. Just then, some girls also go into the same bar, but they are minors, so they are not allowed entry into the bar. So those girls start arguing with the bar staff. Just then, Yongju has to go to the washroom, but those girls are blocking the way. So Yongju pushes them aside and goes to the washroom. And those girls don't like Yongju's attitude, so they also follow Yongju into the washroom. 2 girls stand outside the washroom door so that no one can go inside, and one girl goes inside and starts asking Yongju for money. Just then, Yu Jung also starts to go to the washroom, but those girls don't let Yu Jung go to the washroom, which makes Yu Jung angry, and she starts hitting those girls. She beats them and goes inside. Just then, Yongju sees an opportunity and sends a message to Dae-hyun, And here Yu Jung also starts hitting that same girl. Now, as soon as Dae-hyun arrives there, Yu Jung is pulling Yongju because she had to go to the bathroom urgently. So Dae-hyun pushes Yu Jung down because he didn't know that it was Yu Jung. But as soon as Yu Jung stands up, Dae-hyun and Yu Jung are surprised to see each other. And when Yongju asks, Dae-hyun explains, "She is my store's part-timer." Then Yu Jung also finds out that Yongju is Dae-hyun's girlfriend. And then all three of them stand there surprised, looking at each other. Then Dae-hyun asks, "What happened here? What were you two doing?" Yu Jung says, "First you tell me what you are doing here in the ladies' washroom." And then looking at Dae-hyun, Yu Jung starts smiling. Seeing this, Yongju deliberately pretends that she is not well. So Dae-hyun starts getting angry at Yu Jung and says, "What were you doing here? And why were you beating these people?" Yu Jung says, "It's not what it looks like." Dae-hyun says, "Then what is it? What happened? Did Yu Jung do this?" Yu Jung says to Yongju, "Why don't you just tell the truth that I wasn't bullying you?" Yongju says, "What do I know? Maybe you were in cahoots with them." Yu Jung says angrily, "I saved you from getting beaten up and you are saying this?" Dae-hyun says angrily, "Are you threatening Yongju? You said you had a family matter today, but you are here fighting in a bar. I am very disappointed in you." Saying this, he takes Yongju and leaves from there, which makes Yu Jung angry too. Now Dae-hyun is going to drop Yongju home, and Yongju says to Dae-hyun, "Fire Yu Jung from your store because how can a girl who fights work in your store?" Dae-hyun says, "I can't fire her from the store because I promised her that I would let her work at the store." Hearing this, Yongju gets angry and leaves from there, upset. Scene, Yu Jung is drinking with her friends and tells them the whole story. Just then, a boy comes there, and seeing Yu Jung, he goes to her and says, "You are Yu Jung, right?" Yu Jung says, "Yes, but who are you?" The boy takes off his mask and introduces himself as Ji-wook. Yu Jung's friends are surprised to see him because he is a celebrity. But Yu Jung doesn't remember anything. Ji-wook says, "Your dad used to train me. Don't you remember?" Hearing this, Yu Jung remembers that this is the boy she used to call by the nickname Puppy. And then Yu Jung starts pulling Ji-wook's cheeks and says, "You've grown up quite a bit." Seeing Yu Jung do this, her friends are quite surprised. In the next scene, Dal-shik is sitting at the store when Dae-hyun comes and checks today's sales. Today, there isn't much profit because Yu Jung is not at the store. And then Dal-shik says, "A few days ago, I saw Yu Jung beating some guys. If you don't believe me, then look at this." And then he shows the video. After hearing all this, Dae-hyun feels bad and also gets upset. In the next scene, Yeonju's mood is bad. Just then, she gets a call from Dae-hyun, who says, "I will fire Yu Jung from the store soon." Hearing this, her mood improves. In the next scene, an event is held at the company and all the people who will promote the product's sales are invited. Just then, Yu Jung also arrives there, who used to work in this company before working at the store. So Yu Jung and Yeonju are quite shocked to see each other. And then they both introduce themselves and also shake hands. And then Yu Jung tells everyone about herself and also how she will handle the product sales. When Yu Jung looks at Yeonju, she gets very angry. And then when the whole team is going for dinner, Yu Jung gets a call from Dae-hyun. She talks to him in such a way as if she is very close to Dae-hyun so that Yeonju feels bad. Dae-hyun tells her, "I want to talk to you about something, so come to the store." Yu Jung says, "I can't come right now, but I will try to come soon." And Yeonju thinks that he is going to fire her from the store. That's why he is calling her to the store. And thinking this, she becomes very happy. And then when the whole team has come for dinner, Yeonju says to Yu Jung, "You earn quite a good amount of money from your sales job, but still, why do you work at the store?" Yu Jung says, "It seems you work for money, but I like my work, and I like working at the store, and I also like Dae-hyun." Hearing this, Yeonju is a little shocked, and they have a lot more conversation. In next scene, the same three boys come to the store and pay for all the items they had stolen, and they also write an apology letter to Dae-hyun. And Yu Jung had told them to do all this, and Dae-hyun also finds out why Yu Jung had hit them. After those boys leave, Yu Jung's friends, Hwang and Yongju, arrive there and tell Dae-hyun Yu Jung took a day off because it was her father's death anniversary, not because she went out to have fun. She was sitting at home very sad, so we took her there to cheer her up. And then they also tell what happened in the washroom at the bar. And they also say, Yu Jung doesn't hit people for no reason. She hits those people who deserve to be hit. She is working very hard to save your store. Don't think anything wrong about her. In the next scene, Dae-hyun goes to meet Yongju and asks her, "That day, everyone at the bar was lying on the floor. You were the only one standing perfectly fine. So can you tell me why that was?" Yongju says, "I don't want to talk about it." Dae-hyun say, "It might not matter to you, but Yu Jung's life depends on it. Every job is very precious, whether it's in a big office or a part-time job at a store. No one wants to lose a job without a reason. I know that I am the manager of a small convenience store, but she is the first employee I hired myself. I don't want to fire her like this. I want to make my decision only after checking properly. Yongju says, the fact is that she got into a fight. Dae-hyun says, but she didn't hit you. She hit the people who were bullying you. After saying all this, Dae-hyun decides that he will not fire Yu Jung from the job and also explains it well to Yongju, so Yongju doesn't get angry either. She hugs Dae-hyun and also kisses him. Just then, Yongju's mom sees all this. Yongju tells Dae-hyun to leave from there, so Dae-hyun leaves. Yongju's mom asks her, who is that boy? Yongju says, I have been dating him for the last 2 years. Hearing this, Yongju's mom is shocked. In the next scene, Yu Jung calls, and he quickly goes to Yu Jung, who is sitting at the police station. Yu Jung says, why are you here? You will be disappointed again. Dae-hyun asks her, are you hurt? Yu Jung says, no, I am fine. And who is at the store? Dae-hyun says, Dal-shik is at the store right now. Just then, a man sitting there says, my arm is broken, so I won't let this girl go easily. So Dae-hyun asks the officer, what is the matter after all? The officer explains, this man was praising Yu Jung because she was doing a very good job, so Yu Jung twisted his arm. Yu Jung says, he wasn't praising my hands, he was touching me with bad intentions. Hearing this, the man says, you should be in jail. So Dae-hyun goes to the man and says, I apologize to you on behalf of Yu Jung. The man says, who are you? Dae-hyun says, I am the store manager. Knowing this, the man starts getting angry at Dae-hyun and says, you haven't taught your employee how to work properly. Hearing this, Dae-hyun also gets angry and says to the man, hey old man, first you sexually harassed my employee, and despite that, I am apologizing to you. I wanted to ignore this matter because I didn't want to become like you, but now my mind is messed up. You will have to apologize to my employee. Seeing Dae-hyun talk like this, Yu Jung is shocked because Dae-hyun was fighting for her. And then Dae-hyun shows the officer the CCTV footage in which it is clearly visible that the man was sexually harassing Yu Jung. The officer says, this evidence will be enough. Should I file a complaint? Hearing this, the man gets very scared and starts apologizing to Dae-hyun. So Dae-hyun gets very angry at him and tells him to apologize to Yu Jung. The man apologizes to Yu Jung, so Dae-hyun doesn't file a complaint and leaves with Yu Jung. On the way, Yu Jung asks, why did you help me? I bullied your girlfriend, didn't I? Dae-hyun says, why are you saying that? I know you didn't do all that, but you should have told me yourself that you were innocent. Yu Jung says, I learn things quickly, and I have learned that it's better to feel a little wronged than to have hope and be disappointed. Hearing this, Dae-hyun asks, why are you saying that? Yu Jung says, I don't have parents, and I was expelled from school. Everyone thinks I am a liar. No one trusts me. Dae-hyun says, why are you saying that? You have me. I believe you. Hearing this, Yu Jung is also happy, and then Dae-hyun apologizes for what happened at the bar. Yu Jung says, I am jealous of Yongju because she has someone to say sorry on her behalf. Then, Dae-hyun starts scolding Yu Jung, saying, why did you hit that man? You should have reported it directly to the police. Hearing this, Yu Jung asks, why are you angry at me? Dae-hyun says, I am not angry. I am scolding you. I am scolding you because you deserve to be scolded. As long as you work at my store, I am your guardian. So now if you do anything wrong, I won't sit with you. Instead, I will scold you a lot. Understood? Hearing this, Yu Jung feels very good. Then Dae-hyun says to her, are you that good at fighting? Then show me. Hit me. Hit me. Dae-hyun keeps asking her to hit him, so Yu Jung kicks him in the face and makes him bleed. Then Dae-hyun understands how much pain the people Yu Jung hits must feel. Then Yu Jung runs towards the bus stop and remembers the moments when her dad used to scold her whenever she made a mistake. Her dad had told her, I scold you because I love you very much. And after Yu Jung's dad, Dae-hyun was the only person who had scolded Yu Jung, and because of this, she is happy. In the next scene, Dae-hyun's store's sales increase threefold, which makes Dae-hyun's mom and dad very happy. And Yu Jung has also become the employee of the month. So Dae-hyun gives her flowers, which Yu Jung is very happy to receive. And then she says, I have worked so hard at the store, and I have also become the employee of the month, so in celebration, I want a piggyback ride. And then she starts insisting. So Dae-hyun says, I will only give you a piggyback ride for 3 seconds. Yu Jung agrees. Then Dae-hyun gives Yu Jung a piggyback ride. After 3 seconds are over, Dae-hyun asks her to get down, but Yu Jung doesn't get down. Instead, she holds on to him even tighter. Just then, Yongju arrives there. They both are shocked to see each other. Yongju says, I'm sorry, it seems I disturbed you too. Dae-hyun tells Yu Jung to get down, so Yu Jung quickly gets down. Dae-hyun says, it's not what you are thinking at all. I was just congratulating Yu Jung with a piggyback ride for becoming the employee of the month. Yu Jung also says the same thing. Yongju says, I am not thinking anything wrong. I trust you. And then Dae-hyun and Yongju were about to go to dinner, So Yongju says, Yu Jung has become the employee of the month, so we should congratulate her properly. And then she asks Yu Jung to go to dinner. Dae-hyun says, how can she come? Who will manage the store then? Just then, Dal-shik arrives there. So Yongju puts Dal-shik to work. And then Yongju takes Yu Jung and Dae-hyun to an expensive restaurant. Yongju does this to make Yu Jung feel small. After this, the three of them have dinner together and also drink wine. After dinner, as they are leaving, Dae-hyun gets a call from a delivery boy who has come to deliver the store's goods. He asks Dae-hyun to come to the store, but Dae-hyun wants to stay with Yongju. So he asks Yu Jung to go to the store and explains to her which items to keep and which to return. Yu Jung says, the delivery boy doesn't listen to me, so you will have to talk to him yourself. Seeing them talking, Yongju doesn't feel good at all. Just then, Jo Seung arrives there. There is a little conversation between Dae-hyun and Jo Seung. And then Jo Seung says to Yongju, you're going home, right? I'll drop you off. Yongju says to Dae-hyun, you have some work at the store, right? I'll go with Jo Seung. Hearing this, Dae-hyun doesn't feel good at all. He becomes very sad because he was supposed to drop Yongju home. In the next scene, journalists come to interview Yu Jung because she had become the employee of the month. And then for the article cover photo, they wanted to take a piggyback ride photo. But Dae-hyun didn't want to get a piggyback ride photo clicked with Yu Jung because if Yongju saw the photo, she would get very angry. But then, due to his parents' insistence, Dae-hyun has to get the photo clicked. After getting the photo clicked, Dae-hyun is talking to Yongju when Yu Jung signals to him, you should work now because it's your shift. When Dae-hyun hangs up the phone after talking to Yongju, Yu Jung tells him, you are always on your phone. That's why there isn't much profit during the day. Dae-hyun says, you are saying all this because you don't have a boyfriend, nor do you have any male friends. Yu Jung says, I have a male friend who is a celebrity named Ji-wook. Dae-hyun doesn't believe her, so he says, okay, if that's the case, then call him right now and ask him to come to the store. When Yu Jung calls Ji-wook, he doesn't pick up the phone. Seeing this, Dae-hyun starts making fun of Yu Jung. Just then, Hwang calls Yu Jung and tells her, your sister Soulbin didn't come to school today because she went for a singing audition. In the next scene, Soulbin sings very well during the audition and is also selected for the next round. But just then, Yu Jung arrives there, so Soulbin sees her and starts running from there because she doesn't want to get beaten by Yu Jung. So she runs to school. Yu Jung catches her and says, I told you to focus on your studies, but why are you wasting your time on these useless things? Now we see a scene from the past when Yu Jung's dad died. Their aunt had said, I will take care of both of you. But just a few months later, she got tired of them because she wanted Yu Jung and Soulbin to quit their studies and get a job to earn money and give it to her. That's why Yu Jung left her house with her sister. And Yu Jung also quit her studies and started working so that she could educate her sister. In the next scene, Ji-wook goes to the store to meet Yu Jung, and Dae-hyun is shocked. He realizes that Yu Jung was not lying. Ji-wook is indeed her friend. And then Yu Jung was about to have dinner with Dae-hyun and his family, so she also asked Ji-wook to have dinner with them. When everyone is having dinner, an argument starts between Dae-hyun and Yu Jung over some things. The way they are arguing, Ji-wook doesn't like it, but when Ji-wook finds out that Dae-hyun has a girlfriend, he feels a little better. And then Dae-hyun's sister clicks everyone's photo and posts it on social media. Then Dae-hyun finds out that the article about Yu Jung's interview has gone very viral. Seeing this, Dae-hyun gets very worried because they had only cropped and used the photo of Yu Jung and Dae-hyun. Now Dae-hyun was scared that Yongju might get angry about this. If she found out about this from someone else, she would be even angrier. So he wanted to call Yongju and tell her himself, but Yongju doesn't pick up his phone because Yongju had also gone to a team dinner with her colleagues, so her phone was on silent. Now, what Dae-hyun was afraid of happens. Yongju finds out about the article from her colleague. Seeing this, Yongju feels very bad. Here, Yongju's friend, who also works with Yongju, tells him that Yongju has found out about the article. Hearing this, Dae-hyun gets worried and goes to meet Yongju and reaches her team dinner. There he finds out that Yongju has already gone home with Jo Seung, so he starts waiting for her outside Yongju's house. As soon as Yongju arrives there with Jo Seung, Dae-hyun hides. Yongju had drunk a lot because she had never had a piggyback ride even once, so she asked Jo Seung to give her a piggyback ride. So Jo Seung gives her a piggyback ride so she can know what a piggyback ride is like. Seeing Yeonju do all this, Dae-hyun becomes very sad. In the next scene, Yu Jung is cleaning the table outside the store when a girl comes from behind and hits Yu Jung on the head hard with a stick, which causes Yu Jung to faint. And these are the same girls whom Yu Jung had beaten at the bar. Now these girls get very scared, thinking that Yu Jung might have died from being hit on the head, so they run away. But everything is recorded on the CCTV footage. Now Dae-hyun is walking on the road when he hears those same girls saying, "You shouldn't have hit her so hard. If she dies, and it's recorded on the CCTV, we won't be able to escape." Hearing all this, Dae-hyun quickly goes to the store and sees Yu Jung lying on the ground. He gets very worried and tries to wake Yu Jung up. After some time, Yu Jung opens her eyes and Dae-hyun asks, "What happened here? And are you okay?" But instead of her head hurting, Yu Jung's stomach starts hurting a lot. Seeing this, Dae-hyun quickly takes her to the doctor. After checking her, the doctor informs him, Yu Jung has an appendicitis problem, so she will need surgery. Hearing this, Dae-hyun calls his mom and tells her about Yu Jung's situation, so his mom quickly comes to the hospital. Then Dae-hyun also files a report at the police station and also shows the CCTV footage. Just then, Dae-hyun's mom calls him and tells him that Yu Jung's surgery is done and she has been shifted to her room. After this, Dae-hyun is sitting with Yu Jung, and Yu Jung asks, "Who hit me? Did you find out?" Dae-hyun says, "I have filed a report at the police station. They will find them soon." Then Yu Jung starts asking about the store. Dae-hyun says, "Don't worry about the store, just worry about yourself." Yu Jung says, "I can't do that because I don't want to put you in trouble." Dae-hyun says, "What's the trouble in this? You got hurt at my store, so I will pay you double and also pay the hospital bills. You don't have to do anything, just rest." Hearing this, Yu Jung is happy. Dae-hyun asks, "Is your head okay? Is it not hurting?" Yu Jung says, "I am perfectly fine. I am not in pain." Hearing this, Dae-hyun is surprised. She was hit so hard on the head, but her head didn't hurt. Is this a head or a rock? In the next scene, Yongju is sitting in the office when she receives a message from Dae-hyun. "I know that nothing I say will calm your anger, but please give me at least one chance to explain myself." But Yongju does not reply to the message, which makes Dae-hyun very sad. In the next scene, Yu Jung is in the hospital when she finds out from her friend Soulbin has gone for the second round of auditions, which is why she didn't come to school. Hearing this, Yu Jung gets angry and requests the nurse to let her go to Soulbin, saying that she will be back in a short while. Just then, Dae-hyun arrives there and finds out that Yu Jung wants to leave the hospital. He gets angry and says, "If you're going to do this, then go home." And then Dae-hyun tells the nurse, "Let her go home. I don't care anymore either." And he leaves from there. Now, because of Dae-hyun's anger, Yu Jung does not leave the hospital. In the next scene, Dae-hyun is standing outside her company to meet Yongju because Yongju had not been picking up his phone calls or replying to any messages for many days. Now, as soon as Yongju comes out of the company, Dae-hyun says, "Can we talk?" Yongju says, "I have some plans." Saying this, Yongju leaves with Jo-sung. Seeing this, Dae-hyun feels very bad. Just then, Yongju's colleagues come out from inside, and Dae-hyun hides upon seeing them. They are saying, Yongju is going to switch her boyfriend, and she will leave Dae-hyun and make Jo-sung her boyfriend. Hearing this, Dae-hyun gets sad and goes to a bar and drinks. On the other hand, Yongju has come to a ship with her friends to freshen her mind. In the next scene, Dae-hyun goes to the hospital and sees that Yu Jung is sleeping. So he says to Yu Jung, "I am sorry. Now I will not let Yongju think wrong about us, so please, can you leave this store and go?" Just then, he realizes that Yu Jung is not in that place. Instead, there is some other patient in that place. Then, Dae-hyun finds out that Yu Jung's friend Hwang has had her shifted to a VIP room, from which Dae-hyun gets the idea that Yu Jung's friend is quite rich. And then Dae-hyun is talking about leaving the job with Yu Jung, but just then he looks at Yu Jung's face and says, "We will talk about this later." And then Dae-hyun and Yu Jung talk for a while, and then Dae-hyun leaves. In the next scene, Yongju is standing sadly and also feeling cold. Jo-sung comes and gives her a cloth to cover herself. And then Jo-sung is about to talk to Yongju about Dae-hyun, but Yongju starts to leave from there. Jo-sung grabs her and hugs her. Yongju says, "Let me go." Jo-sung says, "Let me hug you like a friend for once." After hugging, Jo-sung says, "As a friend, let me hug you for the last time. You were dating Dae-hyun, and I was not happy about it, but still, I respected your decision. But now, seeing you suffer like this, I am not going to do this anymore." Hearing this, Yongju says, "Stop your nonsense and don't cross your limit." Jo-sung says, "You are the one who is crossing your limits. I am trying to bring you back." Yongju says, "I consider you a very good friend, and I don't want to lose you." Jo-sung says, "Don't worry, you won't lose me. You think carefully about why you are suffering this way, and also about what I said." In the next scene, Yongju's mom goes to the store to meet Dae-hyun, but Dae-hyun is not there. His dad is standing there instead. So Yongju's mom buys a lot of things from there and asks him to deliver them to her house. When Dae-hyun comes to the store, he finds out that they have received a huge order. And then when Dae-hyun goes to deliver the goods, he finds out that it is Yongju's house. He gets lost in thought about whether to go inside or not. and then he decides that he will go inside and introduce himself. So he gathers his courage, picks up the goods, and goes inside. He puts down the goods and starts to introduce himself. Yongju's mom says, "I know that you are a delivery guy." Hearing this, Dae-hyun is shocked. Just then, Yongju also comes there and is shocked to see Dae-hyun. And then Yongju's mom also gives Dae-hyun tips for the delivery, but Yongju says nothing, which makes Dae-hyun feel very bad. He takes the money and leaves from there. Yongju's mom wanted to show Yongju by calling Dae-hyun home that she is dating a store owner who is not right for her. Hearing this, Yongju gets very angry at her mom, so she quickly runs outside, but by then Dae-hyun had already left from there. So Yongju calls Dae-hyun and says, "Where are you right now? I need to talk to you." Dae-hyun says, "I can't come back because I have to go to the store." Yongju says, "Don't feel bad about my mom's words." Dae-hyun says, "It's not like that. Your mom bought so many things from our store. For that, I am grateful to her. I thought it would be better to introduce myself next time, so I left from there. And for the mistake I made last time, please forgive me. Okay, I am driving right now, so we will talk later." Saying this, Dae-hyun hangs up the call. Now, Yongju realizes that Dae-hyun felt very bad. So she goes to the store where Dae-hyun's mom is standing. Yongju asks her about Dae-hyun. Dae-hyun's mom says, maybe he went to the hospital to see his part-timer. And on the other hand, Dae-hyun is not at the hospital. He is standing on a bridge over a river and thinking about his and Yongju's relationship and is very sad. After this, Yongju goes to the hospital, but Dae-hyun is not there. Yongju says to Yu Jung, "Dae-hyun and I have been dating each other for 2 years. We had not fought even once until you came. And since you came, misunderstandings between us have increased. I am here to tell you what Dae-hyun couldn't say. I request you to please quit your job at his store so that there are no problems in our relationship." Hearing this, Yu Jung gets sad. Just then, Ji-wook arrives there. Seeing Ji-wook, Yongju says, "Oh, how did you get here?" Ji-wook says, "I am Yu Jung's friend." Hearing this, Yongju is shocked and then leaves from there. In the next scene, Hwang tells Yu Jung's sister, Soulbin, "Some girls hit Yu Jung on the head with a stick." Hearing this, Soulbin doesn't believe it, so Hwang sends a photo of those girls to Soulbin. Seeing the photo of those girls, Soulbin realizes that these girls are from her college who used to bully her, so she goes to fight with them. Here, Hwang tells Yu Jung, Soulbin has gone to fight with those girls. Hearing this, Yu Jung also starts to go there. Over there, Soulbin punches that girl hard, which makes the girl fall. So the other girls get angry and a lot of men also come there to hit Soulbin, but Yu Jung arrives there just in time. In the next scene, as soon as Yu Jung returns to the hospital, she finds Dae-hyun lying on her bed, which makes Yu Jung very worried that Dae-hyun will be very angry with her. And then Dae-hyun starts scolding her, "You are a patient, and instead of recovering, you are going out." Yu Jung is remembering Yeonju's words and looking at him. Dae-hyun asks, "What happened? Why are you staring at me?" Yu Jung says, "I have to ask something. I am not as bad as you thought I was. I was right. Now, you won't have any misunderstanding about me regarding anything, nor will you doubt me. I said it right, didn't I?" Dae-hyun says, "Why are you suddenly asking all this?" Yu Jung says, "I need an answer." Dae-hyun says, "I don't have any doubt about you regarding anything." After hearing this, Yu Jung says, "I want to quit the job. I have been thinking of quitting for a long time. You thought I was a bad girl whom you wanted to fix so that when I quit the job, you wouldn't feel anything suspicious about me. But now your thinking has changed, so I am quitting the job." But Dae-hyun didn't want Yu Jung to quit the job, so he increases her salary, but Yu Jung doesn't agree and kicks Dae-hyun out of the room. In the next scene, Yu Jung is discharged from the hospital and goes home with Soulbin, where some people are taking out their belongings because the house broker from whom Yu Jung had rented the house turned out to be a fraud. Yu Jung had given him 1 year's rent, but he didn't give a single penny to the building owner. Instead, he took the money and ran away. So the building owner asks Yu Jung to vacate the house today itself, which makes Yu Jung very worried. In the next scene, Dae-hyun is very worried because of Yu Jung, as she has left the job, which Dae-hyun doesn't like at all. Just then, Dae-hyun's eyes fall on the calendar, in which today's date is marked because Yu Jung was to be paid her salary today. In the next scene, Yu Jung comes back to the store because her personal diary was left there in the store. Yu Jung didn't want Dae-hyun to see it. When Dae-hyun goes out, Yu Jung quietly goes inside. But just then, Dae-hyun comes back, so Yu Jung quietly goes out. Just then, Yu Jung gets a call from Soulbin, who says, "I have come to stay at Hwang's house, so you should come there too." Hearing this, Yu Jung starts getting angry. Hwang says, "My dad has gone on a business trip and we don't know when he will come back, so you can stay at my house." So Yu Jung also goes there. On the other hand, Dae-hyun finds Yu Jung's diary and messages her, "I am coming to your house to return your diary." This makes Yu Jung worried because she didn't want Dae-hyun to know that she had become homeless, So she reaches her old house before Dae-hyun arrives and stands outside. Just then, Dae-hyun arrives there and also gives her the diary and a farewell gift. Yu Jung asks, "You didn't read my diary, did you?" Dae-hyun says, "I only read the first page." And then Dae-hyun asks, "Why did you quit the job?" Yu Jung doesn't tell the truth and says, "I quit the job because of money, because my sister is grown up now and her expenses have also increased, so I want to earn more money." Dae-hyun says, "If this is the reason, then I can't say anything. The store is running quite well now because of you. Thank you for that, and take good care of yourself." Saying this, Dae-hyun leaves. In the next scene, Yongju calls Dae-hyun to meet her at a restaurant and also apologizes to him for her mom's words. Then Dae-hyun tells her Yu Jung has quit her job, and also tells her the reason. Yongju understands that he didn't mention her name. And then Dae-hyun says, "2 days from now is our 1,000-day anniversary. I have bought 2 tickets for a musical show so that we both can go to see the show." Yongju agrees. In the next scene, Hwang's dad comes back, and Hwang's dad is scolding her. Yu Jung starts listening to their conversation. Hwang's dad is scolding her, saying, "Why did you let Yu Jung and her sister stay at home?" Actually, when Yu Jung was expelled from school, because of that, Hwang had also stopped going to school. Just from that day, Hwang's dad disliked Yu Jung. In the next scene, an artist comes to Yeonju's company and invites Yongju and Jo-sung to see his musical show. Now, Yongju had to go there because of the company, so she calls Dae-hyun and says, "I won't be able to go to the musical show with you today because I have very important work today." Hearing this, Dae-hyun gets sad. Dae-hyun had also bought tickets for the same show where Jo-seung and Yeonju were supposed to go. In the next scene, Dae-hyun's mom finds out from someone that Yu Jung has become homeless and is living in a sauna. Hearing this, Dae-hyun's mom goes to the sauna and brings Yu Jung to her house. And when Dae-hyun goes home after the musical show, there is a ghost in his house, seeing which Dae-hyun gets scared. Just then, he realizes that it's not a ghost but Yu Jung. Seeing this, he is surprised. Just then, Dae-hyun's mom comes, and Dae-hyun asks her, "What is Yu Jung doing here?" Mom says, "I invited Yu Jung. Tonight, Yu Jung will sleep here." Dae-hyun says, "Mom, what are you saying? Why will she sleep in our house? I will not let this happen. If you don't kick Yu Jung out of the house, I will leave from here." But Dae-hyun's mom is not affected by this. She says, "If you want to go, then go, but Yu Jung will not go." And then mom tells Yu Jung to go to sleep, so she leaves from there. And Dae-hyun's mom herself also goes to sleep, so Dae-hyun comes to the store because Yu Jung is sleeping in his room. In the next scene, Dae-hyun again quickly finishes his work to go to the musical show with Yeonju, and comes home and takes off his pants to take a bath. Just then, Yu Jung comes out of the washroom, and they both start screaming at each other. Then Dae-hyun angrily tells Yu Jung, "Get out of our house." Hearing this, Yu Jung feels very bad. Just then, Dae-hyun sees a wound on Yu Jung's hand and asks her, "What happened to you?" Yu Jung doesn't say anything and goes to her room. After this, Dae-hyun goes to the musical show with Yongju and gets a photo taken with the same artist who had invited Yongju with Jo-sung to the show. So Yongju hides her face and gets the photo clicked because she doesn't want to show her relationship with Dae-hyun. Now, as soon as they both go out, Yongju says, "I am not feeling well, so I am going home." Saying this, she leaves, which makes Dae-hyun sad too. And then he starts going back to the store. Just then, on the way, he sees a person going into a real estate agency, and this is the same scammer. When Dae-hyun goes to the store, his sister tells him why Yu Jung is staying at their house. Hearing this, Dae-hyun remembers that it must be the same scammer who was going into the real estate agency, so he runs after him. Just then, Yu Jung also comes to the store to get her package, and Dae-hyun's sister tells her Dae-hyun is gone to catch that scammer. Hearing this, Yu Jung also runs after Dae-hyun. They both try to catch that scammer together, but are not able to catch him. So Dae-hyun gets angry at Yu Jung and asks, "Why didn't you tell me?" In the next scene, Yongju is sitting with Jo-sung. Yongju feels embarrassed to tell anyone about her relationship with Dae-hyun. So Yongju is sitting sadly. Jo-sung holds her hand and smooths her hair, but Yongju says nothing to him. Just then, Dae-hyun calls to ask about her health, but Yongju doesn't pick up the call because she is busy kissing Jo-sung. In the next scene, Yu Jung gets a call from Yeonju's company. They tell Yu Jung that she has promoted their company's product well, so they ask her to come to the company to receive the prize. The next day, Yu Jung goes to the company and receives her prize, and along with the prize, she also gets musical show tickets. Jo-sung tells Yu Jung, I went to see the musical show with Yongju on the first day. Just then, Yu Jung remembers that Dae-hyun's mom had told her that Dae-hyun had also bought tickets for the first day of the musical show so that he could go to see the show with Yongju, but Yongju had refused. Now, after receiving the prize, Yu Jung meets Yongju and says, "You also know how good a person Dae-hyun is, but why are you doing this to him? You refused Dae-hyun so that you could go to see the show with director Jo Sung, right?" Yongju says, "I had some reasons, but I don't think it's necessary to explain to you." Yu Jung says, "You were right. I like Dae-hyun, but I believed your words that everything in our relationship would be fine if I stayed away from Dae-hyun. At your request, I went away from Dae-hyun because my love is one-sided. But now I am realizing that your words were lies. To be honest, you don't even know Dae-hyun's value. That's why I am warning you. If you hurt Dae-hyun, it won't be good for you." Saying this, Yu Jung leaves. Now during the meeting, Yongju remembers the moments spent with Dae-hyun and thinks, Dae-hyun is really a good person. I got sidetracked for a moment. Thinking this, she is going to meet Dae-hyun when Jo Sung stops her, but Yongju leaves from there. In the next scene, Yongju goes to the store, where Dal-shik is present. He asks Dal-shik about Dae-hyun. Dal-shik says he went home. So Yongju goes to his house. Here, Dal-shik goes to the store's restroom for some work and finds Dae-hyun sleeping there. So he quickly wakes Dae-hyun up and tells him everything. So Dae-hyun quickly goes home so that she doesn't see Yu Jung. As soon as Dae-hyun goes home, he starts to take Yongju with him. Just then, Yu Jung arrives there. Dae-hyun's mom asks everyone to have dinner. Dae-hyun's mom says to Yongju, "You haven't met her, have you? This is Yu Jung, our store's part-timer." Hearing this, Yongju is shocked because Dae-hyun had told her that Yu Jung had quit her job. And then Dae-hyun's mom starts praising Yu Jung and says, "I consider her like my own daughter. And now she is living with us in our house." Hearing this, Yongju is shocked and looks at Dae-hyun angrily. Yu Jung didn't want any misunderstanding between them, so she starts to explain that she was scammed. Yu Jung has just said this much when Dae-hyun's mom doesn't let her say anything further. Now Yongju feels bad that Yu Jung is living at Dae-hyun's house, so Yongju makes an excuse and leaves from there. Dae-hyun also goes after her and starts explaining everything. Yongju says, "I don't want to hear anything. I am tired of listening to your excuses. I found out everything from your mom. So now, I don't want to hear anything from you." And then, Yongju leaves from there in anger. In the next scene, Yongju's mom deliberately hires Dae-hyun's dad as her driver because she wants to show Yongju the status of Dae-hyun and his family. Next scene, Dae-hyun calls Yongju to talk to her. And in the evening, they both meet at a restaurant. Dae-hyun says, "Yu Jung has quit her job. I didn't get a chance to tell mom about it. A scam happened with her, due to which she became homeless, so she was sleeping in a sauna. My mom saw her there, so she brought Yu Jung home to live with us." Yongju says, "This is the last time I am eating with you. You should find a girl who suits you because I don't think I am that girl." And she breaks up and leaves with Jo Sung. Dae-hyun becomes very sad. In the next scene, Dae-hyun is sitting very sadly at the store. Yu Jung comes to see Dae-hyun. Dae-hyun is sitting very sadly. Seeing this, Yu Jung doesn't understand what happened to Dae-hyun, but then she thinks that now that she has quit working, Dae-hyun has to do more work, and due to overwork, he must be tired. And now Yu Jung also misses Dae-hyun a lot and becomes sad. In the next scene, some of Dae-hyun's old colleagues come to meet him, from whom Dae-hyun finds out that Yongju belongs to a very rich family. Yongju's mom is the second largest shareholder in the company where Yongju works. Dae-hyun also finds out many other things that Yongju had not told him. In the next scene, Dae-hyun goes to Yongju's house to meet her and finds out that Yongju is not at home. So Dae-hyun starts waiting for her outside the house. As soon as Yongju arrives and sees Dae-hyun, she says, "If you do this, our good memories will also fade." Dae-hyun says, "Then you shouldn't have done this. You said that we would not keep any secrets from each other. In this way, we would both remain very close to each other. But I was the only one who kept my promise. Why didn't you tell me that you are the daughter of the company's second largest shareholder? Did you think that if you told me I would ask you to get me promoted? Or did you think that I would ask you for money? Did you think that something would change in our relationship? You never trusted me, nor were you confident about our relationship." Yongju says, "What's the use of these things now? You also deceived me. You always refused, but you liked being with that part-timer more than me." Dae-hyun says, "If you had given me a chance to explain before doing anything, maybe we wouldn't be arguing with each other right now." Just then, Yongju's mom comes home, and Dae-hyun is shocked to see his dad working as a driver. When Yongju finds out that this is Dae-hyun's dad, she is also shocked, and dad is also quite shocked to see them, and all three of them are feeling embarrassed. And then Dae-hyun's dad quickly goes inside. Now Dae-hyun's mom also sees all this because she was also going to Yongju's house to get some insurance papers signed. And here Dae-hyun says to Yongju, "You can insult me as much as you want, but you shouldn't have brought my family into this." "Okay, I understand we are breaking up, but what do you want to prove by doing all this?" Yongju says, "I didn't know about your dad. Right now, as embarrassed as you are feeling, I am feeling just as embarrassed. This is all a misunderstanding and I am not making excuses." Dae-hyun says, "We were together for so long, but I don't think I know you even a little bit." Yongju says, "If this is all you have to say, then I don't want to talk." Saying this, she leaves. Going inside, Yongju gets very angry at her mom because she knew that her mom had done all this. Now, after some time, Dae-hyun's mom also goes to get the papers signed, and Yongju hides upon seeing her because she doesn't want to make her feel embarrassed. And after knowing everything, Dae-hyun's dad also quits this job. In the next scene, Yu Jung is worried about where she will live now. Just then, Dae-hyun calls her and says, "Why are you bothering my mom?" Yu Jung says, "What did I do now?" Dae-hyun says, "You haven't been coming home for so many days because of which she is very worried. So come back home right now." Hearing this, Dae-hyun is very happy. In the next scene, Dae-hyun is sitting on the beach and drinking a lot. Just then, Yu Jung comes and sits beside him. Dae-hyun thinks that he is drunk. That's why he is seeing all this. So he starts pulling Yu Jung's cheeks to find out if she is really there or not. Then he finds out that it is really Yu Jung. He asks her, "What are you doing here?" Yu Jung explains, "I have also come to share in your sorrow." And then Dae-hyun drinks a lot, so Yu Jung also starts drinking with him. Then Dae-hyun starts crying a lot, and because of being sad, says strange things. Yu Jung thinks, "How did I fall in love with this idiot?" Now, due to drinking too much, Dae-hyun faints. So Yu Jung brings him home. She sits beside Dae-hyun and starts telling him how long she has liked him. Now we find out that Yu Jung has liked Dae-hyun not for 3 years, but for 10 years. Now we see a scene from the past when Yu Jung was very young and was training in Taekwondo. Just then, a punching bag was about to fall on her when Dae-hyun came and saved her. And since then, Yu Jung started liking Dae-hyun. Now we see a scene from the past. Yu Jung is leaving when Dae-hyun grabs Yu Jung's hand and pulls her towards him, which makes Yu Jung's heart beat very fast. And finding herself so close to Dae-hyun, she starts kissing him. But just then, Dae-hyun has a very bad dream in which Yu Jung is leaving him in a big trouble. So he says, "Don't leave me, Yu Jung." Hearing this, Yu Jung misunderstands something and falls asleep beside Dae-hyun and says, "Don't worry, I won't take advantage of you." Now when Dae-hyun wakes up in the morning, he looks at his face and something is written on his face, which Yu Jung had written. So he gets angry at her. In the next scene, Dae-hyun is cleaning the store when Ji-wook comes there and asks him, "Are you working at the store again? Okay, where are you living now?" Yu Jung says, "You don't need to worry about me. You should stop worrying about me now." Just then, Dae-hyun comes to the store and is surprised to see Ji-wook and also says hi to him. And then Dae-hyun takes Yu Jung aside and starts getting angry at her. But instead of apologizing, Yu Jung starts teasing Dae-hyun and makes fun of him. Now, seeing them talking like this, Ji-wook doesn't like it and leaves from there. In the next scene, Dae-hyun is very happy because his mom has become the queen of insurance of the company. So Dae-hyun congratulates his mom and says, "Whoever got insurance from you, you should give them a special thanks." Now how can Dae-hyun's mom tell him that the client is Yeonju's mom? In the next scene, Dae-hyun goes to the store and sees that Yu Jung is very happy because of the name tag. Dae-hyun tells her, "If I had known that you would be so happy because of this, I would have given it to you much earlier." Yu Jung says, "It has always been my dream to work with you." Dae-hyun says, "Hearing you say that, I want to ask something. How did you come for an interview at my store? Did you come here after knowing that this is my store? Or did you find out that this is my store when you came for the interview?" Hearing this, Yu Jung gets lost in thought. Now we see a scene from the past. When Dae-hyun had opened the store only a few days ago, Yu Jung had found out because Dae-hyun was wandering in that area with his friend. Seeing Dae-hyun after so many days, Yu Jung is very happy. And because she liked Dae-hyun, she used to come to see him daily. In this way, one day she finds out that Dae-hyun's store needs a part-timer. Now in the present scene, Yu Jung says to Dae-hyun, "I asked you why you opened the store, and you said it was a secret. That's why I won't tell you either because this is my secret too." In the next scene, Dae-hyun and Yu Jung are wearing matching t-shirts, so they are taking a selfie together. Just then, Yongju arrives there and is shocked to see them. And then she reacts as if she has never seen Dae-hyun before and says, I am Yongju, the PR director. I came here to discuss something with the store manager. Dae-hyun says, what did you come to talk about? Yongju says, we are going to do a project with Ji-wook, and for the shooting, we will need to use your store. So if you want to refuse, you can. But Dae-hyun says, this promo video will only benefit our store, so there is no reason to refuse. Yongju says, does that mean you will do this work? Dae-hyun says, I don't think I can make this decision alone. I need to discuss it with Yu Jung, who is our store's assistant manager. After discussing it with her, I will tell you my decision over the phone. Hearing this, Yu Jung becomes very happy because Dae-hyun is giving her a lot of importance. And after talking to Dae-hyun, Yongju leaves. After this, Dae-hyun asks Yu Jung, should we do this or not? Yu Jung says, anyway, you are going to accept the offer, right? Hearing your words, I thought that you really care about me, but when I thought about it carefully, I feel like you used me to make Yeonju feel rejected. Dae-hyun says, it's not like that at all. Your decision matters a lot to me. If you refuse, I will not accept this offer. Yu Jung asks, will you be okay with Yeonju being here? Dae-hyun says, why? Are you worried that I haven't been able to forget her? Let me tell you, you don't need to worry because there is someone because of whom I have been able to forget her. Yu Jung quickly says, are you talking about me? Dae-hyun thanks Yu Jung for coming to the beach that day, which makes Yu Jung very happy. She says, let's accept this offer because this offer will benefit our store a lot. And then they both clean their store for the shooting, where they have a lot of fun and are also happy. Now the day of the shooting arrives. Just then, Ji-wook comes there and gets jealous, seeing Dae-hyun and Yu Jung wearing similar t-shirts and says, where is my t-shirt? I'm going to wear a similar t-shirt too, right? So Dae-hyun gives him a new t-shirt of his own that Dae-hyun had made for himself a few days ago. So Ji-wook wears that t-shirt and comes out and says to Yu Jung, tell me how it looks. We both are wearing matching t-shirts. Yu Jung says, this is not a matching t-shirt, it's a uniform. Now Ji-wook and Yu Jung are very close to each other and are talking and laughing, which Dae-hyun doesn't like. And when Ji-wook sees Yongju and Dae-hyun feeling awkward with each other, he asks Yu Jung, what happened to them? Yu Jung says, they broke up. But I am very happy about it because I got a chance to make Dae-hyun mine. Hearing this, Ji-wook doesn't like it at all. In the next scene, Dae-hyun is packing things when Ji-wook also comes to him and says, if I had known that you broke up with Yongju, I would never have asked to shoot here, so that no one would have to feel uncomfortable today. Dae-hyun says, everything is fine now. I am not uncomfortable at all. Ji-wook says, what nonsense. It seems to me that you are using Yu Jung to forget Yongju, and I am uncomfortable with that. You are very close to Yu Jung. You are provoking Yongju by acting like this. I didn't expect this from you. Dae-hyun says, I think you have some misunderstanding. Why are you saying all this to me? Ji-wook says, because I like Yu Jung. Hearing this, Dae-hyun is shocked. Just then, Yu Jung also comes there and asks, what are you two talking about? Now a war starts between them over Yu Jung. Now, before starting the shoot, Ji-wook's makeup is done. Seeing this, Dae-hyun says, what is the need to do all this? It's not like he will change by doing this. Yu Jung says, he is a celebrity, right? That's why he is putting on makeup to look good. By the way, you are also very handsome. Hearing this, Dae-hyun also feels very good. And then Dae-hyun goes to the store's restroom and starts putting on makeup to look better than Ji-wook. Now as Dae-hyun comes out, he is nervous in front of the camera at first. And on top of that, Ji-wook starts making fun of him directly, which Dae-hyun doesn't like at all. Seeing Dae-hyun sad, Yu Jung gets very angry at Ji-wook. Just then, Ji-wook's fans come there, so Ji-wook goes out to get a selfie clicked with them. And then Yu Jung, seeing Dae-hyun nervous, gives him herbal calming pills, which makes Dae-hyun feel a little better. Just then, Yu Jung notices that Dae-hyun is wearing makeup. Seeing this, Yu Jung asks, you are wearing makeup, right? For whom did you put it on? Dae-hyun says, it's nothing like that. Saying this, he goes to the restroom. Yu Jung says, he is so cute, and then starts blushing. Now, as soon as Ji-wook comes inside after getting the photo taken, Yu Jung angrily says to him, what is your problem? If you are here because of work, then just do your work. Why did you make fun of Dae-hyun? Have you lost your mind? Ji-wook says, why are you angry? I was just joking. Yu Jung says, I think you are jealous of Dae-hyun because he looks better than you. Hearing this, Ji-wook is shocked and says, you think I am uglier than Dae-hyun? Yu Jung says, yes, absolutely. Just look at your face in the mirror once. You are nothing in front of Dae-hyun. Yu Jung praises Dae-hyun a lot more, which Dae-hyun overhears and feels very good about. But just then, Yu Jung says, Dae-hyun will soon be 30 years old. Have you ever seen the wrinkles on his forehead, which he hides with his hair? He has grown old, so at least be considerate of his age. That's why from now on treat him well, understand? Hearing these words of Yu Jung, Dae-hyun gets very angry at her. Now, because of Yu Jung's words, Dae-hyun changes his hairstyle to show Yu Jung that he doesn't have wrinkles on his forehead. Now during the shooting, a fight breaks out. A person starts getting angry at Dae-hyun, even though it's not his fault. So Yu Jung comes and starts getting angry at that person, and that person gets scared and runs away. Dae-hyun says to Yu Jung, "You did a very good job." After some time, just then, Yongju also comes there with the same employee and starts apologizing to Dae-hyun and asks the employee to apologize too. Dae-hyun says, "It's okay," and starts apologizing himself. Yu Jung stops him and says, "Be careful that this doesn't happen again. I am saying this as an employee." Saying this, Yu Jung takes Dae-hyun to the restroom and starts explaining to him, saying, "You should have just accepted the apology. What was the need to say all that? Don't be so nice. From today onwards, never do this again, understand? You know what a good fighter I am. If anyone bothers you, I will beat them up." Dae-hyun says, "Now I am convinced that you are very trustworthy." Yu Jung says, "I know that. From now on, you will call me your guardian angel and always stay by my side." So Dae-hyun stands with Yu Jung, and Yu Jung holds his hand. Dae-hyun says, "What are you doing? Stay away from me." Yu Jung says, "You have to stick to me because I am your guardian angel." Hearing this, Dae-hyun starts laughing and says, Okay, I will keep an eye on you." The next day, the shooting is over. Yu Jung and Ji-wook are talking and laughing a lot, which Dae-hyun doesn't like at all. He is getting very jealous. Just then, Yu Jung comes to Dae-hyun and says, "I need a half day off because I have to go somewhere with Ji-wook." Dae-hyun starts getting angry at her because he doesn't want to let Ji-wook and Yu Jung go together. But just then, Yu Jung says, "I am going to see Soulbin's show." Hearing this, Dae-hyun gives her permission. As soon as Ji-wook is about to leave with Yu Jung, the manager comes and takes him with him for a movie shoot, because of which Ji-wook also has to go. So Dae-hyun is very happy. In the next scene, Soulbin's show starts, and she falls while dancing, but just then she quickly gets up and starts dancing again. Soulbin handles her mistake very well, which everyone likes, and Soulbin starts getting praised all over social media. Now, because of Ji-wook's promotion video, Dae-hyun's store starts doing very well. In the next scene, Dae-hyun finds out that Yu Jung wants to prepare for the GED. So he makes a desk for Yu Jung and puts all the necessary things on it. Seeing all this, Yu Jung is surprised. Dae-hyun says, "I will support you. You said that you will start studying one day, so start from today." Seeing all this, Yu Jung is very happy and hugs Dae-hyun. Dae-hyun pushes Yu Jung away, which makes Yu Jung upset. So Dae-hyun hugs her again and says, "Actually, I wanted to do this first," which makes Yu Jung very happy. In the next scene, Yu Jung is not able to find some answers, so she starts waiting for Dae-hyun. As soon as Dae-hyun starts coming towards the store, Yu Jung is very happy to see him, and Dae-hyun is also happy. But just then, Yongju comes on the way and says to Dae-hyun, "Why didn't you tell me all this before?" and then hugs him and says, "Please, forgive me." Yu Jung also gets sad seeing this, but Dae-hyun pushes Yongju away from him and rejects her and goes back to the store. Then Yongju tells her company's boss about Dae-hyun, and the boss offers Dae-hyun a higher position job. At Yu Jung's insistence, Dae-hyun accepts the job. In the next scene, Dae-hyun takes Yu Jung on a date and confesses his love to her, saying, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Hearing this, Yu Jung is very happy, but she asks for some time to answer because she wants to become something. Dae-hyun also gives her time, and they both happily come home. Now days pass, and Yu Jung and Dae-hyun become very close to each other. In the next scene, Dae-hyun's mom talks to Yu Jung about some things, saying, "I don't want my son to remain poor," and she says many other things. Hearing this, Yu Jung feels that maybe she is ruining Dae-hyun's life, and she leaves the house. When Dae-hyun goes to her room in the morning, he reads a letter there and starts looking for Yu Jung, but he can't find her, which makes Dae-hyun worried. Now Dae-hyun also quits his job and starts working at the store. And Yeonju also understands that now Dae-hyun is not going to accept her. So she goes to the USA and Yu Jung also starts working in a village. Just then, Dal-shik also comes to that village for a trip, and he sees Yu Jung and tells Dae-hyun about it. So Dae-hyun comes to Yu Jung without wasting any time. Yu Jung is surprised to see him, and then they both sit and start talking. Dae-hyun says, "Take as much time as you need. I won't bother you now." Saying all this, he leaves. Yu Jung starts missing Dae-hyun and doesn't feel good about it, so she comes back. She meets Dae-hyun's mom and hugs her while crying. Then Dae-hyun's mom tells Yu Jung about Dae-hyun quitting his company job. Hearing this, Yu Jung goes to the store, Da-hyun is surprised to see her. Yu Jung confesses her love and says, "I am ready to be your girlfriend." Hearing this, Da-hyun is very happy, and they both quickly hug each other and also kiss. This is where the drama has its happy ending.